million euro. I would like you to imagine what you could do with an extra 5 million euro this year. Probably none of us would have a problem figuring out with that money. But also businesses can do great things. You could organize a spectacular kickoff meeting for your sales organization, or invest in new technology, such as 5,000 new iPhone 11, or recruit new employees, probably a whole new department. Now, when you stop imagining this, you might wonder, sure, but I don't have an extra 5 million euro this year. Well, you actually can, but you're losing it. Based on average employee salary and average turnover rates, a company of 500 employees is likely to spend 5 million, 4.8 to be exact, on a year on employee turnover. Now, this math is simple, and it varies for different companies, but it's supposed to highlight one urgent issue that should be impossible to ignore. Across industries and around the world, companies are rapidly losing money due to high turnover rates. But there's good news. Today, I'm going to offer you a solution to helpfully save you that extra 5 million euro this year. But first, let me give you a few more arguments to show you how big, how widespread, and how growing this problem really is. Part of the problem is a huge disconnect between what employees expect to receive versus leadership expects from them. When Deloitte asked millennials and the Gen Z whose responsibility it is to prepare them for future skills, and what management needs to provide in order for them to stay in the company, 2/3 answered it's the responsibility for the businesses to provide career development opportunities. When they asked C-level instead, they answered it's an individual's responsibility. Now, I'd like to emphasize the fact that this is not a challenge how to handle this generation of problematic millennials. Due to a variety of global trends and how this generation has grown and developed, this has already become reality. From my onboarding day, only 3 out of 20 people are still in the company for the sole reason for lacking opportunities to learn and grow. Now think about this for a moment. From the team that I began with 3 years ago, we've only managed to retain 15% of them. I'm sure we can do better than this. And I would like to encourage every one of you to make this a top priority on your busy agendas. To be fair, I also realized that while many executives see the problem, they simply don't have an answer to that. Because of this, I have spent time on a design for a prototype solution that could help to solve this problem at scale. Today, I'd like to introduce the talent carousel to you. The talent carousel is a tool for companies to retain their top talent by giving them the opportunity to explore within their careers and to gain more experience in other companies. So here's how it works. Do you still remember the carousel at the fair from your early child days? Well, it's not too far from that. Now only applied to businesses. Looks like fun, right? And it is. As a first step, companies would need to identify their top talent in order to receive a ticket to the carousel. With that entrance ticket, employees can pick a seat. Just like you would in your childhood, pick a seat on the pink unicorn or the red Formula One car. Only this time, as operators of the carousel, companies of different sizes, industries, and countries would advertise their open positions and jobs on a platform. It allows employees of one company to pick a seat at another company while still being retained by their parent company. Now, imagine this like a recruiting platform, LinkedIn, for example, where employees can promote themselves with a talent profile and advertise their career interests. The difference will be, though, that it's a closed ecosystem for companies who agree to be part of a bigger group, to share their best talent. Remember the 3 issues I outlined earlier? No worries, I'll refresh your mind. Here's how the talent carousel tackles these. First, it takes into account how often employees change jobs. And it even improves your employer branding by offering such broad career opportunities. Second, it gives managers a tool by their hand so they can reskill and develop their best talent and keep focusing on essential day-to-day tasks. And third, this talent strategy is future-proven in terms of globalization, digitalization, and our need to learn and grow. To me, this is clearly a win-win situation for both the talent and the businesses. But I'm sure for some of you, this concept is quite hard to grasp. So bear with me and come with me on a journey. First, I would like to give you an example from the world of sports, because football clubs are making use of this concept already. They're loaning their players all the time to other teams to bring out the talent they could have not done by just staying at one club. Philipp Lahm, for example. Of course, I had to come up with a German soccer player here. He started his professional career at Bayern Munich and was then loaned to Stuttgart to gain first playing experience in the National League. 3 years later, he came back to Bayern Munich. And ever since, he was one of the best defenders of his generation. Now, since we now determined how crucial experience is for someone's development, it's also a prerequisite for loyalty. Did you actually know that the number of divorces shrinks since 2013? Well, research found out that one reason for this is that men and women marry at an older age nowadays, and that reduces the risk of divorce. The reason behind that is common sense. The longer you search, the higher the probability it is to find a suitable partner and to stay loyal for a lifetime. Applying that to the business world, the more experiences you will be able to gain, the more loyal you will be at a later stage of your career. And I'd like to give you one last strong argument to this solution. The talent carousel does not only fight outdated talent strategies, it's also a platform for future-proof leadership. We've all heard it. Leaders must apply a new mindset today. Only the ones who will lead in a collaborative way will succeed in such a global and highly competitive work environment. Here's an example. Maintaining ownership of information is the hallmark of traditional leaders. Openly sharing information and knowledge instead is the cornerstone for collaborative leadership. So in leadership and in organizations, sharing is not only caring, it is the future. But this idea is not only for leaders to listen to. We need to understand that we're all in this together. We are the ones shaping our careers today. And we are also the next generation of leaders who will need to come up with innovative ideas. So if I look around me today, living in a shared economy, I see so many innovative ideas taking shape already. We're sharing our homes, our cars, utilities, even our money. So I'm asking you, why don't we share our best talent instead of losing them completely? The talent carousel will challenge the status quo. It'll push boundaries to make things better, and it will enable the full potential in all of us. It will let businesses create an environment of long-term growth, openness, and a mindset of agile learning. Today, I not only want you to save that extra 5 million euro a year, I'm challenging you to be one of the innovative shapers contributing to the future of work. So make a difference. Make the move and enjoy the ride on the carousel. Thank you.